Good afternoon. I hope you're all doing well. So I posted the video a couple days ago, kind of giving details about the differences between Explora Journeys, Norwegian's Haven, and MSC Yacht Club. So if you missed that, go back and watch that. But what I want to do today is point out the value of Explora Journeys. We were shocked. I will honestly tell you, we were shocked. So what I'm doing is I pulled 3 comparable cruises for one for each of the cruise lines, similar itineraries, similar dates, and I'm going to just tell you what the costs are so you can see for yourself what Explora costs versus the Haven versus MSC Yacht Club. Caveat: there are lower price options in MSC and Norwegian. I am sticking with the suites right now so that we're comparing a similar product to a similar product. There are plenty of options out there at lower price points. If that's what you're interested in, I could absolutely pull those for you and give you that information as well. So let's just get right into it. Explora 3. So I looked at Caribbean for about a year from now. So Explora 3 is the ship that's coming out this summer. It's going to be a little bit different than Explora 1 and 2, but it shouldn't be any significant differences. I found a sailing from March 29th through April 5th. I can talk today, really. So here's the trick with this one, though. It is a one-way sailing. So you would leave from Miami and arrive in San Juan. With that said, San Juan's a really great place to visit. We had a ton of fun there when we spent 3 extra days before our Explora cruise this just past couple weeks ago. It's a great town to visit. We had great meals. We had a lot of fun exploring Old San Juan and doing stuff like Bacardi. The ferry was an interesting experience, but I'll share that in another video. Okay, so leaving from Miami on March 29th with stops in St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands, Antigua, Guadeloupe, Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, and then going into San Juan. That comes in at $7,840 for 2 people. Okay, I pulled a similar itinerary. So here's where it gets sticky. Both of the other itineraries I pulled for the Caribbean are your same old Caribbean itineraries that I've done a million times. If you've done the Caribbean, especially Western Caribbean, you've done it. So Norwegian Luna, which is one of their newer ships, going from March 27th through April 3rd, leaving out of Miami. Stops in Roatan, Harvest Cape Belize, which is Norwegian's private island, Costa Maya, Cozumel, back to Miami. The entry-level Haven suite comes in at $10,885, $3,000 more than Explora Journeys. Here's the other thing you need to keep in mind with Norwegian. When you book the Norwegian cruise, and I did share this in detail in the other video, you have access to the private pool area, sun deck, and private restaurant and lounge. The downside is the food changes not at all. So you're going to have the same menu all week. You're going to want to venture out to those specialty dinings. You get 3 or 4 meals depending on the sailing included, but anything more than that you're going to have to pay for. You're also going to get charged for gratuities on that specialty dining. You're going to have to pay gratuities on board. You're going to have to pay Wi-Fi if you don't want basic Wi-Fi. So you got to keep all that in mind. It's all going to add up and up and up and up. So the last one I pulled was MSC Grandiosa Yacht Club, March 20th to 27th. Leaves out of Port Canaveral, goes to Nassau, Ocean Cay, which is their private island, which is beautiful. I have never actually made it there. I'm looking forward to that on our next sailing. Cozumel and Costa Maya again. The balcony cabin for 2 people in that one is $7,081. So little $750 less than Explora Journeys. Again, you're going to pay for gratuities. And the one thing I will say though about Yacht Club is that their dining is amazing. The menu changes every day. It's fantastic. So you wouldn't necessarily even want to leave. We had a specialty meal included last time, and I think we didn't even use it because we just didn't want to go out of the Yacht Club restaurant. So here's one of the tricks for Yacht Club. They do have interior cabins available, which is a great way to get into the Yacht Club at a lower price point. Sam and I do it because if it's available, we grab it. And in fact, the one we have booked coming up, that's what we booked, because we've found we don't really spend that much time in our cabin or on our balcony. So for us, it's worth the savings. The yacht club interior on that sailing is $5,221. Now, with that being said, if I had the extra $2,000, I would still do the Explora over the yacht club interior, just based on the itinerary and the quality of service that we had on Explora. Okay, so the other thing I pulled was some Alaska for next year in the summer, because our friends asked me to look at it. The friends that cruised with us, they were like, let's do Alaska next. So I'm still working on convincing Sam about this one. Okay, so Explora 3, same ship, June 1st to the 10th. So it's a 10-day sailing, 9 nights. Leaves round trip out of Vancouver, goes to Wrangell, Sitka, Haines, does the Dawes Glacier, and Ketchikan back to Victoria. This one is a little more expensive. It comes in at $12,990, but keep in mind it's longer. So it comes out to $1,299 per day for 2 people. All right. Alaska's always going to be more expensive too than the Caribbean. I pulled Norwegian Encore from June 6th to 13th. This one is a one-way sailing from Juneau, goes to Skagway, Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, and Victoria, and then comes into Seattle, I believe. So this one, the entry-level Haven Suite, is $15,023.80. So the price per night is higher. So it's $3,000, well, $2,000 and some change more for a shorter cruise and a less interesting itinerary, I think. Okay, you can do club balconies or regular balconies to save money, but just remember, I'm just comparing the suite products. And the last one I found for Alaska is MSC Poesia. Again, this is a Seattle trip, round trip. Goes out of Seattle to Ketchikan, Icy Strait Point, Tracy Arm, in Juneau, and Victoria. This one is June 7th to the 14th. There are no interior cabins available on the sailing, but they do exist. It's just that this particular sailing was sold out. Their balcony suite for 2 was $9,078. So again, though, it's only 7 days. So just a couple things to keep in mind. Once you are on Explora, the only thing you have to pay for is the anthology dinner if you decide to do that. Optional wine pairing, so it's $165 a person plus $70 for wine. If you want spa treatments, you pay for those. If you want personal training in the gym, you pay for that, but otherwise the fitness classes are included. In any excursions you book through the cruise, you pay for those. What you do not pay for on Explora, you don't pay for your alcohol unless you want something super premium. You don't pay for lattes. And there were literally latte machines all over the ship. We had them everywhere and they were fantastic. You don't pay for Wi-Fi. It's Starlink. It's fantastic. Sam was able to do work stuff from the ship. No problem. Your gratuities are included. And you'll get onboard credit from me. So just keep that all in mind. With Norwegian, you get Wi-Fi for one device and it's not great. You get beverages, but again, not premium. You get some dining, but you're going to pay a gratuity. You're going to pay onboard gratuities for the staff. Same thing, spa treatments or excursions, you're going to have to pay out of pocket for those, just like everywhere else. That's not new. Oh, the thermal suite. Explora includes access to the thermal suite. Norwegian, when we went last time, it was $300 per person for the week. And MSC Yacht Club includes that as well. But I think those are the things that you just need to keep in mind. So yes, the sticker price is a little bit shocking, but I hope that you can see that Explora has a great product at a great price. We were thrilled with it. I will share more videos and specifically about our meals because our food on there was just amazing. There were a couple misses, but I mean, you can't go 9 days at sea without anything going wrong. Let's just be realistic about it. So hope this, I know it's a lot of information. Reach out if you have questions, comment, let me know. Let me know what I can pull for you. I'd love to quote some cruises for you so you can get going on your vacations. Hope you have a great day.